Good evening everyone. Welcome to the lecture Machining Technology, and we are discussing analysis of orthogonal machining. So in the last class we have discussed the shear stress and shear strain in a cutting operation. How to calculate the shear stress and the significance of shear stress and shear strain in the cutting process. So today we will discuss the work done or energy or power requirement for the machining operation. So what do you mean by work done, power or energy? Simply it is the energy consumed or the power requirement for remove some amount of material or for the machining operation. So we have two forces normally acting on the machining process. One is Fc and one is Ft. The Fc is the cutting force, Ft is the thrust force. So the energy or work done equal to Fc into Vc plus Ft into Vf. So here the Vf is not the cheap flow velocity, it is feed velocity. So you can see that is V small f, and here we have written V capital F. So it is the feed velocity. So cutting force into cutting velocity, thrust force into feed velocity. The feed velocity can be calculated as F into N, where F is the feed and N is the RPM. At what RPM the machine is running or the workpiece is rotating, that is N, and F is the feed, the linear feed we are giving, that is small f. So if you want to calculate the feed velocity, there is nothing but multiplication of F into N. So you can see here, normally in machining operation, the feed we are giving is only portion of M, like 0.1 mm, 0.2 mm. So if the machine is running at a 5500 rpm, then 0.1 mm into 500 revolution per minute. So ultimately we will get the product is a very small quantity. So that's why we are neglecting the effect of Ft into Vf, because as it is very small quantity we will get the feed velocity. So automatically this multiplication will become smaller. So that's why the energy or work done or the power consumption mainly because of the cutting velocity and cutting force. So we are considering P is equal to Fc into Vc, where Fc is the cutting force and Vc is the cutting velocity. Next, we have to calculate the minimum energy requirement for machining operation. So before that, just want to recall that how the machining operation is possible. If the induced shear stress is greater than or equal to the ultimate shear strength of the workpiece, then only a machining operation is possible. So likewise, during machining operation, it is possible to ensure that the stress induced in layer of workpiece material is just equal to the ultimate shear stress of the workpiece. The corresponding energy requirement or work done or power is known as minimum energy requirement for the machining operation. So how you will get this one? The minimum energy requirement for machining operation, tau is equal to tau u, which is the minimum requirement for the machining operation to be possible. Next, the tau is Fs sin beta by A0, which already we have discussed or derived in the last class, and the work done, which is nothing but Fc into Vc, where cutting force Fc and Vc is the cutting velocity. So this Fc cutting force can be converted into shear force by using Mercer circle diagram, which is nothing but Fs by cos beta plus phi minus gamma into cos phi minus gamma multiplied with this Vc. So if we put the value of Fs, now it looks like we'll get this expression. So this tau is equal to tau u is the minimum condition for the energy to be minimum, because as machining is possible unless and until the tau is greater than equal to tau u. So minimum energy condition is tau should be equal to tau u, that is induced shear stress should be equal to the shear strength of the ultimate shear strength of the material. And we know the shear angle is, by changing the shear angle you can easily change the shear stresses induced in the during machining operation. So to satisfy tau should be equal to tau u, we need to calculate the how much is the shear angle, for which shear angle the tau should be equal to tau u, that we have to calculate. So for that we need to calculate the optimum shear angle in the machining process. So to find out the optimum shear angle, we need to derive the work done with respect to the shear angle. So d work done divided by d beta should be equal to 0. If we solve this equation, then we will get the optimum shear angle relation. For that, the energy or the power requirement will be minimum for a machining process. So after solving this, we will get 2 beta plus phi minus gamma equal to 90 degree. So this is called the shear angle relation or the merchant shear angle relation, which is the optimum shear angle relation for minimum work done or minimum energy criteria. So if we satisfy this, then we know that in our process the energy requirement is minimum or the power requirement is minimum. So again, another two scientists, Lee and Schaefer and Stabler, they evaluate the merchant shear angle relation and they have done certain experiment, but they failed to prove merchant shear angle relation, and they derive another two relation, that is also called Lee and Schaefer shear angle relation and Stabler shear angle relation. So after experiment they get beta plus phi minus gamma is equal to pi by 4. The Lee and Schaefer shear angle relation, beta plus pi minus gamma is equal to pi by 4, and Stabler beta plus pi minus gamma by 2 is equal to pi by 4. So these are the three shear angle relation by three scientists. So don't be confused. Just see in exam point of view, just see the question what is asked, whether it asks the merchant shear angle relation or Lee and Schaefer or Stabler shear angle relation. So as per the question you have to answer. So next, the specific cutting energy. So what do you mean by specific cutting energy? It is the amount of energy required to move unit volume of material from the workpiece. To remove a unit volume of material, whatever the amount of energy is associated or required or the power required, that is called the specific cutting energy. So this unit volume of material is called this MRR or material removal rate. So specific cutting energy is called work done by material removal rate, which is called MRR. Normally in any machining project or any machining work, the first output we are calculating is MRR. What is the MRR of the machining process? Whether the MRR is high or MRR is low. What is MRR? Material removal rate means volume of material per time, or volume of material removal per time, per second or per minute, how much volume of material you can remove from the process. So if we divide that with work done, we will get specific cutting energy. So work done by MRR. And what is MRR? Volume of material divided by time. So if you multiply, you will get meter cube per second. T is the thickness, B is the width, and VC is the meter per second. So if you multiply, the unit will be meter cube per second, and work done is FC into VC. So ultimately, the specific cutting energy is equal to FC by T1 into B, because VC will cancel here, and the unit of SC is Newton per millimeter square. That is specific cutting energy. What is specific cutting energy? The amount of energy required to remove unit volume of material from the workpiece. So for removal of a unit volume of material, how much energy you are spending, that is specific cutting energy. So from the unit you can say it looks like the unit of the pressure. So the specific cutting energy is also called specific cutting pressure and specific cutting force because of the unit. And also it is indicate the machinability of the workpiece, whether the machinability is good or bad. You can say by seeing the value of the specific cutting energy, because if you see here, if the material removal rate is high, then obviously the machinability is good. But the ratio, if we calculate, the value of the specific cutting energy should be less. So we can say higher the specific cutting energy for a given material indicate that lower is the machinability, or lower the specific cutting energy for a given material, you can say higher is the machinability or higher is the material removal rate. So in that way, the significance of specific cutting energy is to define whether the machinability good or poor, we can say. So in the next class, we will solve some problem regarding all the parameters whatever we discussed in analysis of orthogonal cutting by solving various examples and various solved problems. Thank you.